Why should you build welding jigs for your product? What's going on, family? It's Black Phoenix checking in with you from the headquarters of HogOn Welding. And I just wanted to come in for a second and talk to you about building welding jigs and why it's important. When you're coming up with your product, the first thing you do, you have to come up with the dimensions, and you might work out on paper, but once you get the messing around, you're like, oh man, this ain't gonna work. I didn't think about this. So you have to fine tune it. And once you get everything fine tuned, you use the one that you fine tuned as your jig, the one you're gonna use to duplicate your other pieces. And see what I did the bottom one first, got it all hooked up and tacked up, and then I started cutting my pieces to match. That way, when you're starting to do this one, you know your uh, gap space, you know your angles, your degrees, you know your lengths, and it's just like putting together a puzzle. For those who enjoy putting together puzzles, those who enjoy doing Legos and things like that. My son, he's a Lego guy, and I enjoy building things with my hands growing up. Wasn't into the Legos. That really didn't make a place in my life. But if I would have had some, if some was given to me during them time, I think I would have been into the Legos. Cause I love to build things with my hand, love to fabricate, love to make things. So I just think that if you got that type of mentality, it's going to be easy for you being a fabricator because you're already familiar with your hands. You're familiar how you want things to look. So if you're keen to detail and you want things to look a certain way, um, it's going to be easy for you. Like me and my son was doing a project one time. We were just putting together a small airplane, and as we was doing it, I had one little piece of the wing that was like slightly off a little bit. And my son was looking, he said, Dad, I think this one right here needs to come up just a little bit. And I've seen it, I'm like, it sure do, don't it? And it was just right. So it showed me he had his eyes open to detail. And this is something that came naturally to him. And a lot of times our kids have the abilities in them from birth. We have our gifts in us from birth. And as we grow up, we learn how to use them. We learn how to get them better. We learn how to associate them with other talents, and we learn how to actually start bringing forth fruit in the things that we enjoy. So I just think that it's important to do it. You see, I got jigs down here for every angle that I got, for every length of piece that I have for my holes when I have to do my holes, everything that I need. So that way, it's a no-brainer when I'm laying it out. It's a no-brainer for the person I have laying it out. Like if I have someone coming in to do, because this one is actually a 3 to 4 step design. With this design, I can kill 2 to 3 birds in one stone. Well, actually, I can make a 2 step design. I can make a 3 and a 4 out of this one jig right here. So you see how valuable it is. And most of the ones that we actually build are 3 to 4 steps. So it depends on what the customer wants and how they want it done. Majority of the time, it's 3 to 4 steps. So this one right here is just an idea to show you how we got started, what I'm doing, and this is for RVs. I actually designed this staircase for RVs. So being in an RV park, you tend to have those, especially when you getting started, and sometimes you can get a decent unit but don't have a good solid staircase, especially if you travel a lot or you're older. You want something solid. The last thing you want to do is fall, and hurt yourself while you're on a trip. I mean, that's the last thing you want to do. So I think it's important to have some, and I wanted to make it affordable. I looked at the market, I seen what was out there, I seen what was priced, and mine runs anywhere from 350, 450, and then up, depends on the size, because we do custom ones. So when it get to 5 and 6 steps and 7 steps, that's custom. We do those as well, but I focus on the 3 and 4 steps. Actually, the 2, 3, and 4 are the ones you'll see majority in RV parks. So as far as the height. So this is something that I came up with, but it's very important to get your jigs. That way you have all of your angles. If there's a certain angle, you know what it's for, write it on it. That way it's a no-brainer for someone that's making the piece. This one I got 2 angles on it. Actually, this is the top, this is the bottom when I'm building the the first one, the first set, because the first set got the handrail. So you see how that angle is different. How it's different because when it's coming up like this, there's a handrail that's coming like this. You see what I'm saying? So it makes it easier for me to do it. So everything is just lining it out. You know, these are the length of the jigs and the holes. I know how I want to lay them out. I can just set them out, put a little pin right there and get the going. So the goal is to just lay everything out, you know. That way you'll be faster with your production. Um, you'll be faster. Like I say, if you hire someone and get you someone to help build your products, they can easily, you can show it to them laying it out and they can easily line it out. You know, you have your nice fab table or decent table where the pieces are just easy to put together. And the cool thing about building certain products, especially products like these, you can cut pieces ahead of time. If you know you're gonna need your top rail, you can have them, you know, your person cut top rails, bottoms, legs, handrails, arms, you know, and that way when it's time to sell or to multiply them or build them up, you got a nice setup already. You know what I mean? So I think that it's just good because it makes things easier, man. Very easier when you have a setup. Today it's raining pretty good. I'm at the headquarters right now. Like I say, it is coming down. I don't know if you can hear it in the background, but it's been coming down today. So I've been at the headquarters building jigs and fabricating. Um, I got some welding skids over there I'm also working on. I just finished that one. I'm about to start working on another one. I like to build the frames, the bottom bases, and actually, when I get to going here soon more, I'm gonna have a lot of bottom bases, and that's just a jig too. Because if you do the bottom one and you square it up and get it right, all you have to do is assemble the rest, kind of like a puzzle, like I was saying before. Everything fits in nice and neat like a puzzle if you do the needed fabrication and build your jig ahead of time. So that's why it's important to build a jig because you can have your inventory ready to go. You can have certain parts made ready to go, so that way it's less time when it's time to actually start selling something. So when you get to the point you got a big order, you say, hey, I already got the jig, pull it out, let's start multiplying them, let's get them built up, let's make it happen. So I'm trying to get that going on, man, and get everything lined out. So today is one of those days where I'm lining things out, trying to kill a couple birds in one stone, working on ideas. I also just got some new t-shirts available online. So for those who shop with Amazon Prime, you can check out some of my gear on Amazon Prime. It's HogOn Welding t-shirts. Just put in HogOn Welding, HOGON. You can separate it. So you can put in Hog, then On, Welding, and my gear should pop up. Put t-shirts. I got hoodies. I got tank tops. I got pop sockets, long sleeve, short sleeve, you name it. You pretty much got it with a hog on it. We just got a new edition. It's the Pan Africa edition of the black, red, and green colored hog. And also in the t-shirts, we have the black, red, and green also available in them. So for those who want to support with the t-shirts, you can check them out. And like I say, man, it's just cool to have different things to make things easier for you. So the purpose of this video was actually just to show you how making a jig can make the job easier for you. As you see, everything is lined out. And when you get ready to draw it out again, you can actually draw this down the ground if you need to use your one. But I would always say this, always invest in enough material to make you one jig at least. And just think about it, the jig is going to cost you money. So it might cost you $50 to make it, $30, might even cost you $100 to make your jig. But you think that one jig is going to make you hundreds of dollars, maybe even thousands of dollars. So just keep that in mind when you're building what you're building. And it helps you in the long run. Like I say, it'll be easier for you to build it again. So just keep that in mind. It's very important to utilize your time. You know, I like to say proper preparation prevents piss poor performance. And as long as you got this jig, you can do just that. You have less downtime. So that's the goal, is to have less downtime and to be able to work smarter, not harder, to be able to kill a few birds with one stone and, you know, keep getting your hog on. So that's how you do that, man. Y'all be blessed out there. Be safe if you're in the weather. And Keep getting your hog on. Black Phoenix, I'm out.